All right, welcome this Monday morning. We've got Sam Eze. He is the CEO and founder of Ourpass. Ourpass is revolutionizing the world of commerce with cutting-edge banking and management tools that empower businesses of all sizes to simplify their operations and run with confidence. It is great to have you. I like that, simplifying their operations, because business, it said that find a need, make something faster, make it easier and accessible for people. What is that thing that defines why did you go into business? Let's start with that.
So is it why did we go into business banking or business?
Business bank is part of business. So yeah, whichever way.
Yeah, so first I would say problem solving, right? Way before building the bank today, right? I used to work with Procter & Gamble, P&G, right? I used to be a major player or part of the P&G's Lagos team, right? Where we served businesses, right? So SMEs, right? Majorly like from the micro to the small and as well the medium enterprises, right? So cut across several channels of trade from say the modern trade channel. So modern trade channel is basically speaks to the large retail stores, you know, say the ShopRite, the Blencos, the Ebanos, the Spars, ShopRites, amongst others, right? Then as well, what we call the open markets channel. So open market channel is more or less like your trade fair, your Balogu markets, right? Your area market and your niche market. Do you understand? And what we call DTR, direct to retail. So direct to retail is a channel that speaks to your neighborhood, which again is why you can step out of your house if your toothpaste is finished. As against going to like a market or going to a mall, you would realize that there's a small store, a small traditional store on your street within your neighborhood, right? That you can easily go to or send someone to go into the store to buy you what you need, right? So for me, it was more around the problems I realized and noticed whilst working with P&G at the time, right? I saw firsthand, right, payment problems, right? So think about it this way. Again, looking at it from the point of a fast-moving consumer goods company, right? When you look at like their entire sales structure and team, right? So when you go out there to supply different products to the different businesses, right? You want to also get paid. Do you understand? You start going through issues of payment. Oh, I've not received the money again after a transfer has been made, or maybe a card transaction on a terminal and it keeps failing and stuff, right? Or you have to pack cash. Like they need to give you the cash and you need to drive from wherever location you're managing back to the office by end of day, right? So all of this, amongst many other things, right, made me start thinking about getting into business. Now, in addendum to this as well is the fact that when you think about MSMEs today, again, like I said, from the micro to the small to the medium enterprises, right? Access to, they have very low access to limited, in fact, they have limited access to credits. Do you understand? Yeah. Now, when you think about MSMEs today that contribute, say, 49% to Nigeria's GDP today, and they having limited access to credit, right? That alone already tells you that is a huge problem.
Very huge one.
Right, because if...
They're the main backbone of the economy as well.
Exactly. So if 48%, in quotes, of those that back up the economy, that again strengthen the economy...
And we need it the most.
Exactly. So if they have limited access to credit, it basically means that they would have stunted growth. Do you understand? It basically means they can't do so much. Do you understand? Again, I think that there's a recent report from MBS, National Bureau of Statistics, right? I think versus 2019 where we had about 41.5 million MSMEs, right? Right now we have about 39.46 million MSMEs, right? What that means is there's been a reduction.
There has been.
And decrease in the number of MSMEs today in Nigeria. Do you understand? I think plus or minus that should be about 4.5% decrease. Wow. Do you understand? So that alone speaks to how, again, I think we can do better, maybe a bit hostile, how hostile the environment is today for businesses. And this is cut across everything. From limited access to credit to keep growing and scaling their businesses, to things like poor infrastructure, Do you understand? Amongst many other things, right? So these were the reasons, right, that led myself and the team into thinking around solving all of these problems, which today...
That's quite a lot, from payment processing to access to credit and all of that is really quite a large. Well, how are you able to meet all of these needs? Because some people will say, some people will speak about niching down in business and how niching down is one of a main avenue to success, not trying to do just so many things. But from what you've said now, it is quite a lot. How are you able to do all of this?
Yeah, awesome question, right? I'll tell you this. First, I think what we've done so well, right, is in the fact that in our DNA today as a team, our DNA, and as well our vision for the business, right? Our primary focus is business banking. Hence the reason why when you ask, what is Ourpass? We would say Ourpass is a bank for businesses. Right, so first, that is that's the first focus for us, right? That's the focus for us as a business. So what that means basically is away from thinking about retail banking, amongst others, right? We are just a bank for businesses. So it means as a business owner, whether you're a very small business owner or you're a large corporate, you can find what you need within our pass.
Within you.
Now, moving further as well, to better answer your question, the way we think about banking as well, this business banking is also like key and important, right? In the sense that when you also look at others, say other competitors of ours or those who provide similar services, right, within the ecosystem or in the industry today, is the fact that everyone is literally doing the same thing. So when you say how we're able to like do everything together, payment is common. It's a common thing across board, right? Everyone does payments. Do you understand? But everyone has one thing they are known for. Do you understand? Maybe we can refer to that as an anchor for them. Do you understand? Into getting into market or as maybe part of their go-to-market strategy. Do you understand? So as you know, credit is very important. There are times you ask me, what's banking? And I'll tell you banking is simply lending. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So every business needs credit. So if you're just doing payments, you're not latching credit on payments for these businesses. You're literally just moving around the circle.
Wow.
Right? So you need to give people what they need. There is this very simple example I give whenever I get to explain things like this, and that is you drop a cube of sugar somewhere here. Right now on a table, you're not seeing ants move around. Do you understand? But then when you drop a cube of sugar and you leave this place, by the time you get back, say within 30 minutes, you see ants all over. How did they get there?
Where did they come from?
What brought them to that point, right, is benefits. Do you understand? So away from just dropping the features that, I power payment, I can make payment happen for you, right? You need to give people what makes sense to them, what they see as benefit, what brings them closer, what would attract them.
Attract them into that thing. I wish we had more time, but we have to go on this before we round up very fast. What has been the most challenging thing doing business like this in our climate? What can someone learn from? How have you been able to surmount these set challenges? All right,
so I would, as against me speaking to say maybe the primary and the secondary challenges, right? I would speak to one primary challenge, and then I will speak to a primary challenge, right, that has now become a huge challenge. And I would say that is being a regulated entity, right, within a highly regulated industry, right, is, I think that has been like the biggest of things, right? So having to think about ways to solve problems for, again, in our own case, for businesses, right?
For businesses,
And you just need to be sure at all times that this is also within the law or of the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, right? Because again, they are the ones really guiding everything that happens within the banking industry, right? So regulators coming up with this, coming up with this, coming up with that, right? And again, you think you're moving this way, and tomorrow something drops.
Something drops.
There's a memo.
Exactly.
So we call it Memo Fridays.
This is, I understand,
Right,
I understand,
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, but I think away from that as well, we can say talents, right? Right now, we, as a nation, I think the nation is having a big issue when it comes to talent, right? A lot of people, good talents have left and are still leaving the country. Do you understand? So because of that, what that has created in the ecosystem or within the nation today is what we call a skill gap issue.
I wish, this is quite interesting. I can just sit down and listen to you, but we are lost for time. We just have to go.